If you are going to live your life based on God's system, you're going to have real faith. You have to have real faith. That garbage that people have been living by for years, we've all seen it, we've all heard it, where you say, I have faith, you say you believe and trust God, but then you go through something and you don't do anything that the word says do. That is not real faith. And when you live like that, you do not get biblical results, or you do not get the results that you want to see and that people need to see in your life, because that is not God. That is not faith. So if you're going to live based on God, and if you're going to see the results that God said you should get in your life, you can only do that through real faith. Now, the problem with faith today is that we see so many people lying about having faith. We hear so many people in church and outside of church that's lying about trusting God. I don't know where this foolishness came from, where you can just say you believe God. You can just say you trust God. You can just say that you have faith in God. And then you can go and live your life any kind of way. You can handle your problems any kind of way. You can handle your situations and circumstances in your life. You can just handle those any kind of way. But for some reason, the church just accepts you as being a faith walker, or the church just accepts you as being a minister. The church just accepts you as being who you say you are, even though none of your actions line up with what you say you are. None of your actions line up with what you say you believe, but we still supposed to accept you as what you say you are. No. You say you are what? How you a preacher and you don't even live by God's system? You say you are what? How you a prophet and you don't even live by God's system? You say you what? You a bishop. How you a bishop and you got that bishop license online? If you gonna do things God's way, you gonna have to develop real faith. Now, when you develop real faith, your life looks totally different than it has ever looked before. So when you hear real pastors and real teachers say certain things, when you hear real pastors and real prophets say how you should think and how you should act, how you should respond in certain situations, when you hear this stuff, they're saying this and it's true, but it's coming from the standpoint of having real faith. When you read the scriptures and the scriptures say stuff like, cast not away your confidence. Your confidence has great reward. He's talking about people who is exemplifying or living by real faith. When you read the scriptures and the scriptures say, trust God with your whole heart and lean not to your own understanding. He's talking about people who live by God's system. If you are living by God's system, if you are living by faith, yeah, you're not going to lean to your own understanding. Yes, you are going to trust God with your whole heart. But without real faith and without living by God's system, there is no way you will ever trust God and lean not to your own understanding. These things are talking about a specific type of person. These things are all talking about faith walkers, true believers, system operators, people who live by God's system, and people who walk by faith, and people who trust God, and people who live by the word. These people know one thing. They know the word is happening. The word is happening. When you look around at everything that's going on this earth, the word is happening. So if you know that it's impossible to stop the word from happening, then you know that you have nothing to worry about. You know that you have nothing to cry about. You know that you have nothing to throw a pity party about. You have nothing to be sad about because the word is happening. I don't care what it is. The word has to happen. I don't care what I go through. The word has to happen. I don't care what you dealing with. The word has to happen. The word is happening. In your body, the word is happening. In your mind, the word is happening. In your home, the word is happening. There is nothing, not one thing on this earth that can stop the word from happening. And when people that are trusting God know the word is happening, these are the people that seem not to care about things that's going on in life. Why should I care if I know the word is happening? Why should I care so much if I know that I'm allowing the word to happen in my life? Why should I care about finances to the point to where I'm crying over a bill if I know that the word is happening? The word has to happen. JT made a video the other day talking about what are you willing to give up in order to get better. In that video, he said, you don't really have to worry about better happening. You don't have to worry about whether or not good is going to come to you. Big shout out to JT. That's what I'm talking about right there. If you know the word is happening, you don't have anything to worry about. So yeah, I feel that pain in my body, not even concerned, because I already know how I'm about to think. I already know what I'm about to do. I already know what I'm about to speak. And I already know the word has to happen. So am I worried about what I'm feeling in my body? No. Why should I be worried about people who are treating me wrong? Why should I be worried about haters? Yeah, they hating on me. Yeah, they lying on me. Yeah, they walked away from me. But I already know how I'm about to think. I already know what I'm about to do. I already know what I'm about to speak, and I already know the word has to happen in my life. This is the difference between somebody who says they have faith and somebody who actually lives according to faith. This is the difference in a pastor who is not worried about money and another pastor who is always begging people to give. This is the difference in a pastor who will tell you the truth about giving but not beg you, and a pastor who will take up 3 and 4 offerings in a service because he needs to make sure he's going to have money for this, that, and the other. This is the difference. This is the difference in a parent who is crying about what their kids are going through and another parent who is getting up, taking the family on vacation, even though the kids are going through. This is the difference that we see in a lot of churches between the people of God who live by faith and trust that the word is happening, or the church folks who are scared to death. This is the difference between the people who are putting the word into action and then the people who are just doing whatever they hear they should do. They're Googling to get the answer to what they should do. This is the difference between people who are hearing from a bona fide man of God and putting that word into action in their lives, and other people who are listening to the CDC and the news to try to figure out what do they need to do. Instead of listening to the word, you got people who are listening to the news and discussing what's being said on television and trying to decide when they need to be scared, when do I need to go to work, and when do I need to take a leave of absence, when do I need to go on vacation, and when do I need to just stay at home, when do I need to put on a face mask and a whole face shield and a hazmat suit so I can go to Walmart, because they're listening to the wrong person, because they're taking their advice from the wrong people. Bottom line, they do not have real faith. They are not living their lives according to God's system. They are not trusting God with their whole heart. They are leaning to their own understanding. They are leaning to the CDC's understanding. They are leaning to these liars' understanding. They do not know that the word is happening. But for those of you who are trusting the Lord, for those of you who are believing what God says over what anybody else says, for those of you who are trusting in God's system over every other system that's on this earth, keep your head up. You're trusting God, keep trusting God. You're believing in God's bona fide prophets, keep believing in God's bona fide prophets. You're trusting in what got you this far. Don't stop now. Don't turn around now. Keep going. Stay strong. It's a lot of stuff that's about to go down on this earth. There's a lot of things that we're about to see happening on this earth. In the last couple of years, I have seen more people die than I've ever seen in my entire life. I have seen more people in my family, people that I worked with, people that I played basketball with, people that I've been knowing for years. More of these people around me have been dying in the last couple of years than I've ever seen or heard of dying in my life. This stuff is going down right now. The only way we will be able to make it, the only way we'll be able to stand is if we have real faith and know the word is happening.